What's up, guys? We are live from the Bro Job for another episode of the Roshambro's News. I am Kian, not Keith, and I'm here today with...
Oh yeah, fuck, we switched up the scenario. Me and Gil just looked at each other. Didn't know who was speaking
damn it, I
first.
totally forgot. Yeah. We're kind of getting some new setups and stuff for a bit.
You make it sound way more extravagant than
It is not extravagant now.
It's a big fucking office on Main Street.
Yeah!
Gold-plated doors.
I want to get the...
Can't open them because they're so heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, if we really wanted to, we could just, like, sneak into the abandoned Edon factory.
Well, I was going to say I want that old Pizza Hut.
I feel like
I
feel like an abandoned factory would not help our audio.
Wouldn't.
Just make it worse.
It wouldn't, but it'd be an adventure.
That abandoned building got bought out, though. It just got bought
Already?
out. Yeah. From like a different company.
I don't even know what building you're talking about.
The Eaton building? You're talking about the Eaton
Yeah.
building, right? Yeah, no, it just got bought out, yeah. It's weird. Yeah, no.
Alright, well, I'm Eli, sitting on this hard-ass chair rather than a comfortable couch. Not a fan.
You could sit on his bed if you want comfort, but I
have to sit on the fucking floor.
That bed is not good. Like
Doesn't have a bed frame. Goddamn weirdo.
I can respect a man who doesn't have a bed frame.
You don't have a bed frame, though,
No.
do you? No, so...
Christ, how do your backs not break?
Well, before we get into this, like, have you guys watched...
We were born in the darkness.
Born with broken backs from Bane? Is that what you're getting at?
Maybe.
So, before we go on to this, have you guys watched anything, like, new or, like, enjoyed it? Because Voltron Season 6 just came out.
I wanted to watch that yesterday.
Oh, man, I ate
slept.
through that. I watched all of that
You garbage!
today.
You
It was really good.
No. Full disclosure, my roommates use my TV more than I do. It pisses me off.
Really?
Yeah, because they fall asleep in the living room, so like, I'll go home tonight, can't use my TV. Or I'll wake them the fuck up.
Wake them the hell up. It's your TV.
It's whatever. I'm just gonna move it one of these days. I'm a douche.
What?
So I'm just gonna move it one of these days because I'm a douche.
I actually watched also the other Netflix cartoon that came out called The Hollow. It's a weird show. It's really good. Like, the animation is, like, kind of shoddy Flash animation.
Yeah.
But, like, the premise is super interesting. And the ending is really, really weird. And I don't know if they'll ever do a second season for it. I think it's just this one season, 10 episode thing. But
I
it's
mean,
fun.
if it does well enough, they probably might.
I know, but I really wouldn't, like, want it to happen, you know?
Yeah.
Unless they make it like an anthology kind of thing.
Like, Over the Garden Wall was pretty good, and they did that.
Right.
10 episodes. And
That's what I mean. Like, it felt like that, and I think that like that was a fun show, and I've also been like, you know, I've been playing a lot of RPG games actually, just to get the feel for.
This is the wrong podcast for that.
Oh yeah, shit. No, that's right. My bad. Yep. Sorry.
I mean, it is what he's been doing.
Yes.
But yeah, we can save
And
it.
I've been animating. Animating sucks.
Yeah, bring that up.
It's not fun. It's fun at the end of it, but when you work, like, apparently Eli sees me on RPG Maker continuously, and it's not like...
Constant Steam notifications.
You can turn those off.
Oh god, I don't know how.
Okay, right on. But we also saw, Eli and I saw The Incredibles 2. I thought it was super fun. I thought it was very enjoyable. I'm glad Eli actually liked this one.
Oh, no, it was Jay. I was like, weren't we all there? Weren't all four of us there?
No, Jay.
Zach's not here, but...
Yeah.
Yep, no, that was
And
Jay.
I missed out on it.
You had a weird-ass story, really.
I just had a weird-ass night yesterday.
Yeah. God, like, that story, though, just insane.
For another time.
Yeah. So, we're going to go straight into some of the trailers. And one of the trailers is Luke Cage Season 2. It's the final trailer before it premieres next week. And it still looks super interesting to me. I still think it looks fun. I like the change from, like, you know, just... What's the word?
I don't know.
The main villain being, like, a tech-based villain in the first one. This one's more about, like, voodoo and mysticism, so I find that enjoyable.
Oh, that's weird to me.
I think that's a nice change. I feel like because
Funny accent.
Luke fought the Hand, You know what I mean? In the Defenders,
Yeah.
so he kind of gets like a feel of the magic in the world.
I guess that's
Not
true.
like ridiculously enough, but like
Yeah.
Danny Rand is apparently going to show up, so maybe Danny's going to
Oh.
be like, he's going to show up. I think he's going to show up for like 1 or 2 episodes. So I'm
Probably,
hoping
yeah.
it's like at the end, and they're like, we're going to make Luke Cage and Iron Fist, guys, and be like, yeah, please, I want that.
But I thought you didn't want more Iron Fist.
I don't want more Iron Fist by himself.
Okay, there we go.
Like, I liked his scenes with Luke Cage and stuff. I thought it was fun.
I don't know. It just looks like the Empire, but with more fists and guns.
What's the Empire?
It's a show on FX.
Oh, Empire?
Empire.
On Fox?
I don't even know.
With Terrence Howard?
Yeah, I think so.
And they're like rappers?
Yeah.
That's...
I don't know. That's just what, because like half the cast is from there.
My coworker raves about Empire all the time. I was like,
I don't know.
I watched it. I'm like, okay, it's just a soap opera, but with hip hop. And 50 Cent tried to sue them because he's like, they're taking my life story. I'm like, if you fucking did half the shit that this show says, your bitch ass should be in prison.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then we go into Jack Ryan, and you guys probably didn't see this, but it's actually a. Do you remember the movie The Sum of All Fears with Ben Affleck?
No.
It's a Tom Clancy book series. Red October.
Kind of.
Okay, so Red October is a Jack Ryan story with Alec Baldwin, but this is kind of like before that. This is when Jack Ryan starts to become a CIA agent, and it has John Krasinski, the guy who originally was Jim from The Office, and it looks really, really good. Like, because I saw The Quiet Place, this makes me super excited for Jack Ryan, just because I see how good of an actor he is.
You just have a hard on for John Krasinski.
Besides looking at... No, because, like, everyone just knows him as, hey, he's Jim, the goofy, sarcastic guy from The Office that just says deadpan faces when people say dumb things. It's nice to see that actors can have range.
I don't remember that from The Office.
Jim using deadpan looks?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, he has, like, deadpan looks. He's just looking
Yeah.
like...
Maybe I should rewatch it. As in, watch it for the first time.
Yeah.
So I made it 1 episode in, and I was like, this sucks.
Then we go to First Man, which is actually a Neil Armstrong biopic with Ryan Gosling. It looks
It's
super...
just a picture.
It looks super interesting, and I'm pretty positive that I read some of the YouTube comments, and they were like, well, thankfully they're making a fake movie about the fake moon landing. I'm like, God damn it, guys.
Naturally.
Can you prove it happened? Were you there?
Like, I literally read this one guy talking about how, like, it's impossible to take a photograph in space because of the solar waves and shit. And, like...
But how would he know? He's not there.
I don't know. How do people not know Australia exists? Eli, we had this conversation last night.
It's a good point. You can't go to the moon because the Earth is flat.
I don't understand that Australia doesn't exist theory, though. It blows my
hilarious.
fucking mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why it even, like, why you would be like,
How's
yeah.
that a thing?
I just don't get it. I'd understand if people just thought it didn't exist, but then it's like the fact that they think it's a whole, like, government conspiracy type thing, and
Dude, they think
live there.
the reasons for why they think it's fake, and I'm like, oh god,
What
that's
is, like,
just...
the reason why they think it's fake? Just cuz, or what?
Just because it wouldn't make sense to their Earth is flat theory. Because the whole, like, so the ice caps would go around the Earth.
No, there's a whole, like, reason that the government made it into a thing, and people that act like they're from Australia are paid, and the funny accents are fake.
Because it's not like there's people that live
That
there.
seems like a lot of work. I don't know.
I mean, New Zealand was where they filmed, like, a ton of
Dude.
movies. But you know
Well,
that
New Zealand's
connection.
not part of Australia. It's just an island.
Yeah, but it's in that area.
So
I think my favorite fucking part of the flat Earth theory is, like, what my coworker said. I'm not going to say their name, but they go, and I quote you not, there's other things outside the polar ice caps, Kian. There's, like, more continents, but the UN is just hiding it from us. Look at the flag of the UN. You can tell that there's supercontinents out there. I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah,
it really doesn't make sense. They'd want to colonize those bigger than shit before any other country did.
right, but no, they said it's the UN keeping us, like, inside.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't fucking know.
So he wants us to think that we're sheeple in an organized cult?
Yeah, some person.
Well,
you
I
know,
mean, sheeple. That's
like some person.
a terrible term. So I'm not gonna say that again.
He watched the Room He watched the documentary of the Shining. That was like they jokingly talked about how people thought Stanley Kubrick's The Shining was like an allegory to him filming the moon landing, which was debunked by like everyone on the fucking production team.
Yeah.
But they're like, he's like, see, that documentary says it's true, but at the end of it, they say it's not true. I'm like, God damn it, people! Like, it blows my mind. Like, go see First Man when it comes out and tell us if you think the Earth is flat.
Fuck, that's right.
Hashtag Earth flat.
I was sitting here, I was like, what the fuck were we talking about? How did we get here?
Then we go to this weird, awesome murder mystery called Bad Times at El Royale. It has, like, Jeff Bridges, Nick Offerman. They're all at the same night at this hotel, and there's a murder going on, and, like, they're criminals and shit like that. And Chris Hemsworth is the serial killer, and he's like, you know, weirdly handsome in there.
Why do you make it sound so odd?
Because they play it off as him like
weirdly handsome.
Well, I don't know how to explain it because he's a serial killer, but he just comes off like super charismatic and just like.
So Hitler.
Man, I feel like a lot of serial killers are super charismatic, and not the type of people you find in their basement.
Then we go to Dumbo, and guys, I'm gonna be real. I'm really not excited for this.
I just don't like the fact that they're adding human interaction more to it.
I just don't like
Wasn't
Dumbo.
there human interaction in it?
Generally, it was
dumb.
mainly the animals.
Oh, really? Yeah, because they
The
like,
original.
but they can't do that though. They have super racist crows in Dumbo.
Yeah, they
They
do.
have super racist. Yeah, you can't take those out and also not add in human interaction. It's
Yeah, like,
possible.
I feel like the reason why they have this is because they're like, yo, we can't have these crows in here because they're bougie as fuck.
Let's get
They
some
could've
super
changed it
racist
to
regular
ravens.
people.
What?
Could have changed it to ravens. And
That
just
talk like super.
I mean, they could have just toned that down and had actors that, you know, said lines in a not racially biased way.
Don't you diss ravens?
Just say-
shitting on my
they just said-
heritage.
Have them go Old English for the ravens.
Oh, okay. I was just
Edgar
thinking.
Allan Poe style.
Right? No. Someone was like, why didn't they just get Dave Chappelle, Keegan Michael Key, and Jordan Peele to play the crows? I'm like, would have actually been kind of
That would've
funny.
been hilarious,
like,
actually.
have Chris Rock be like, hey, Dumbo. I'm like, I kind of wish that was a movie now. Like, I kind of want like just a movie with the semi-racist crows.
That wouldn't fly anymore.
In Dumbo, yeah, I know.
It'd be awesome, and they could probably do it
It
themselves.
apparently flew 8 years ago when Transformers 2 came out
Yeah.
with mudflaps and skids. They were super ghetto, like Mini Coopers, I think,
Yeah,
weren't
I
they?
think so.
Yeah, and like one of them had a legit gold tooth, and the other one had like super big ass ears.
It was very racially charged.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't watch shitty movies. Apologies. Didn't see Transformers.
you've never seen any?
Not fully through. I think I've seen the first one.
Okay,
Pretty sure.
where everything is all silver besides Optimus Prime and.
That could be any of them.
Someone gets torn in half, but no one really cares afterwards.
And it's the only robot. Like someone pointed
The
it
only
out.
black robot.
The only black robot dies in the first movie.
Naturally.
Yeah,
You never know. Bumblebee could be secretly black.
I know. Well, the only
never hear
reason you knew Jet was, well, I think it was Jet. I can't remember.
No. I think it wasn't Jazz.
Jazz was black. He's like,
Jazz.
"What up, bitches?" And then sits, and that's like he just cool guy sits, and you're like, "All right, he's obviously the black character."
Yeah,
Also.
what the fuck are we talking about?
Jerry Renner reveals that the Avengers Infinity War directors Joe and Anthony Russo received death threats due to Hawkeye's absence. I didn't know anyone was so in love with fucking
Who the
Hawkeye.
Fuck issues death threats over Hawkeye.
Like,
I
can only read
like
those-
the actor, but I don't even like Hawkeye.
Like, I love the, like, I can only imagine what those, like, notes are like, Dear Avenger, dear Russo brothers, I'll fucking kill you with a bullseye.
With a bow.
With a bow.
You suppose they just have like shittily shot arrows at them all day, going over their heads and stuff.
Or like they weren't sharp, so they just like bounced off of everything.
They're like, ah.
God, that's a real thing.
It's actually no. They actually get like the toy tomahawk arrows with like the little.
That's what I was gonna say. Just
like,
bow's not even powerful enough to penetrate human skin.
Yeah. It's the ones that like have the suction cup that just stick on you. And like someone just like went to their house and just shot like, and they had to like lick each one though to keep it sticky. Just to get on the window that says "I'll kill you."
And then half of them ended up falling off before they actually saw it.
And it's just like, "I will you" or something like that. It's like, what does this mean?
The fuck is this?
Oh. What? Illo? Do they want us to get a pillow?
Oh man, it's one of the things. But the Back to the Future star Lee Thompson apparently reveals she's going to meet with Marvel Studio to possibly reboot Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
I mean, he was in Infinity War.
Did you know who produced the first Howard the Duck movie ever created?
No.
Disney.
Lucasfilms.
Really? Oh yeah, that's right.
Lucasfilms.
Yeah, you said that. Never mind.
And Lucasfilms also had duck titties in the first scene.
Naturally.
And it was a rated PG movie.
Yeah, that's because no one really understood. They didn't. Isn't that the time where they didn't have PG-13?
Yeah, it wasn't until actually that's another thing I'm writing about is that the MPAA didn't have a PG-13 until Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
In Gremlins, it's because of those two movies that they're like, yo,
we should probably have
put something in between.
Also, a lot more movies used to fly under the G flag than what should have.
Yeah. There's some really hardcore funny shit that like you can rewatch old movies for. Like no offense, like racial slurs were in like PG movies for a while.
Yeah.
A lot of other swear words, so.
So what were we on about?
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. This could actually be interesting.
As long as we get a crossover with Donald Duck.
Or not.
Because it's Disney.
I would not want that actually.
I would.
They'll probably put him in a sailor outfit or something.
I want to do like Howard.
Yeah,
I would like them to do the comic of Howard the Duck versus Rocket Raccoon, because that was actually one of my favorite comic book runs. Because it's basically like a Looney Tunes cartoon in a sense.
Oh, God.
They're both after the same thing, and they both do ridiculous shit to one another to get the other one not to have the package that they're both trying to get. It could really be fun.
Yeah, I don't really know that much about Howard the
And
Duck.
for some weird reason, Howard the Duck works with both Spider-Man and Wolverine because they team up often back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like solving mysteries and shit. It was fucking weird.
To be fair, Spider-Man works well with basically anyone.
That is true.
Yeah. He is like that. He's the 8 degrees of Kevin Bacon for the Marvel Universe.
He is.
He's
Actually, it's the 1 degree of Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's just like, you've worked with Spider-Man, he's pretty cool. Yeah, so have I. And it's like this inner...
Just like Howard the Duck. Okay, who here's worked with Spider-Man? Half the Marvel cast raises their hand.
Probably more than half.
What?
It's probably more than half.
Oh, it's...
Yeah.
I think he's worked with at least everyone.
At least everyone.
At once.
At least.
At least everyone.
Everyone
least
at
all
least
of
once.
Once. Everyone at least once. And he's also worked with like half of DC, which is
I mean,
super
that
weird.
depends on what you say worked with.
Teamed up.
He fought Alien.
Well, no, but I mean, like, he hasn't worked with a lot of the villains, but he's fought the villains.
Yeah.
So it's
And
like...
there are occasions where he does work with
No,
villains.
yeah, he works with Venom and stuff all the time, but...
I don't consider Venom a villain anymore, though.
It's more
Not
of an
anymore, but when he started out, he was
Yeah.
eating faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta tone that shit down.
Well, that's because they had Carnage.
We were talking about like someone actually one of the questions is like what do you want Spider-Man the second Spider-Man Homecoming movie to be? So I might as well just answer it here.
I don't know why everybody's calling it Spider-Man Homecoming 2.
Yeah.
Just call it the new Spider-Man movie.
Because it's
Homecoming
obviously gonna be
second
Spider-Man
time.
Sadie Hawkins.
No, you can get out right now.
Come on.
No,
Okay.
the door's right there. You
What?
know this place better than we do. You can go.
Because the movie ends at a dance, the homecoming dance. So
Sadie
like,
Hawkins is a dance
Sadie
where
Hawkins
girls
is a
ask
dance
guys.
where the girls ask the guys.
Haven't seen the movie yet. Zach just gave it to me yesterday.
The name is Homecoming. Generally, that's what happens at Homecoming.
You go
It's
to
a
a
dance.
dance, yeah.
What kind of fucking nerd do I look like? Think I go to
A
dances?
guy that went to school.
I haven't been to school
Wrong.
for 7. Holy shit! It's been like 7 years because Brittany's fucking 10 years this year. God damn.
Hey, knock it off.
What?
I don't care.
But no, like If there is if I had a choice for a sequel for the Spider-Man, not Homecoming movie,
Spider-Man, the next one.
Spider-Man the next one.
Spider.
I'm still gonna call it Spider-Man Sadie Hawkins.
Spider-Man, another one bites the dust.
At least it's not Spider-Man Prom.
It might be.
Spider-Man Prom Night.
Ah, God, they might. They actually.
No,
might.
I hope they get the Goblin in.
Yeah.
Green Goblin.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I feel like they should.
That would be.
Yeah, I could see Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Bringing up someone that's
not the Vulture.
Yeah, someone
Mysterio.
Goblin-esque. That's what they're talking about. But like my idea is, I would love to see the superior foes of Spider-Man become an adaptation.
The White Spider.
They're the fucking worst superhero group ever. They call themselves the New Sinister Six, but there's only 5 people.
Well, yeah, you'd need the Sinister Six then.
Yeah, no, but like they call themselves the New Sinister Six, but there's only 5 of them, and like they're the low beat shitty villains. But like it just is really funny. So it'd be nice to have like
who was a part of that?
The Wizard, Beetle. Oh fuck, dude. I think Mysterio was in that because like he was like super. Because, like, Mysterio is, like, super not a good bad guy.
Yeah.
For the most part.
No, I know it.
And, like, I think it was even when he had cancer, too, so he was, like, just sucking it up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like, shitty.
Marvel's fucked up place.
Well, that's the thing about, like, Spider-Man and the Flash villains are, like, equivalent to me, because they're both, like, most of Spider-Man's villains are kind of just, like, these down-on-their-luck dudes who are like, man, I'm really smart at something, guess I'll go rob things.
Yep. Or like, oh, I guess I ended up with special powers, guess I'll go rob things for money.
I mean, he also treats them like people, too.
Yeah. And see, that's what I really enjoyed about that movie, and that's what I hope. So, Ant-Man and, so... They're actually thinking about bringing Captain Marvel, not Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, into the MCU. And they hinted it to be comic book accurate. So there's been a terrible divide online about this.
Okay.
Do you want to know why, Eli?
Is it because she's Middle Eastern?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Is she Pakistani, I believe?
She's Pakistani, yep. She is from a Muslim household.
That's what I thought.
Get me a Khalifa to play her.
Oh, boy.
No.
Everybody wins.
Oh, God, no.
I know.
No.
Oh.
No. But I don't see... This is another one of the things that, like... Marvel isn't changing anything to, like, pushing it. Like, I don't think it's pushing an agenda. They're actually using a character that actually exists in their universe.
They're just trying to add her in.
You're right. And I think it could totally work if they keep her younger. Like,
have her go to the same school as Peter.
I don't think she would, though.
Yeah, I know.
She's not a genius, but she just has, like, super expand. Does she stretch or is she expandable?
I don't know.
I think it's expanding.
Expandable.
Yeah.
Because she can make herself giant.
Yeah, but the rumor is that one of the rumors that people are thinking about is because if they get the rights to X-Men, they could do the New Champions, which is like young Cyclops from the past, Amadeus Cho who's the Hulk, and just these teen heroes doing stuff. And I would actually like to see that. Like, even if Fox doesn't give them the rights, because apparently Comcast is like throwing shilling money in now too, for the possibility. But even if Fox doesn't get the rights, I think a New Champions could equivocate to that like young X-Men franchise that Fox is trying to redo. Because like I think if you
certainly the New Mutants.
If you put like if you put like the young heroes like Spider-Man, maybe like a depowered, not hulked out Amadeus Cho, but like Amadeus Cho who can use like Hercules like gauntlet thing like he can in the comics, like be the equivalent to like a Thor. You could make a good Young Avengers movie in a way.
The Teen
Avengers. Don't disagree, but it's not something high on my priority list. In fact,
right,
I think they should definitely wait to do that.
To do Young Avengers?
Yeah, they've already got so much shit going on. They're introducing people. So many people are coming up for sequels that aren't, brand new to Marvel.
Right, I get you, but then, like, I could see, like, Shuri, who's about the same age as Peter Parker, being on, like, the same team. I think that'd be interesting.
God, I just don't care.
I don't know.
Like, there are just things I want more, I guess.
There are things I'd want more.
I want
like
Zemo back. want him to do something fantastic.
Ant-Man and the Wasp coming up installment is expected to score an opening weekend that is much higher than its predecessor, which is really, really good because like I actually really like the first Ant-Man a lot.
I think a lot of people didn't see it until Civil War. And then they saw Civil War, they were like, oh, he's kind of funny, I'll go watch his movie.
I thought it was actually a really good movie for what it was.
That was alright.
Fun.
I still have yet to see it.
It's a good movie.
It was alright.
I recommend it, like, 100%. As Kevin Feige heads to reveal Avengers 4 will be about heroes learning to really become a team in the Infinity War follow-up, which is super interesting because, like, as much as you've seen the Avengers, they've never really been a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
Kinda. I don't know. I never saw the second one.
Okay, so when you look at them as, like, a thing, they still kind of do their own shit while they're being a team.
Well, it's more like they're a team when they need to be.
Right.
Or, I don't know. I thought it always had good parts in the Avengers movies where they kind of come together.
Right.
But
I don't know, after Avengers 3, I really can't wait for Avengers 4. I don't know.
I oddly don't have that issue. Normally I am really giddy and stuff for the next movie for a while, but I'm just not.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's because I already kind of just...
You know what's going to happen?
Yeah, or at least I have a vague idea.
Right.
So...
Get Jeremy Renner with CGI arms because he broke them while playing tag.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite
Do that.
stories from last week.
Just give him the Jack's arms from Mortal Kombat.
Marvel Venom movie director Ruben Fisher won't confirm or deny rumors that Tom Holland will cameo as the MCU's Peter Parker in the Venom movie. It would be weird to not have it in it, not have him in there as like just a throwaway line.
I agree.
But I also still think it'd be weird to have him in it too.
I'd rather have him in it.
Right.
Just like a walkie by with Ned and just like...
Whoa, did you see that?
I feel like it'll be one of those things where it'll be like, if you stop at frame 238...
You'll see Tom Holland waving.
You'll see Tom Holland walking in the back talking to...
Ned.
Stan Lee. That's his name. That'll just be both their cameos.
Fox brings an X-Men presentation to cinema... What?
Can Stan Lee's cameo just be getting his face eaten off by Venom?
No, my face!
I wonder if they're gonna actually have if they gave Todd McFarlane a cameo, because he created Venom. No, he didn't. No, he did. That's right, he fucking did, because then he quit and made Spawn, which was Venom Batman. That's right.
Have him disguise himself as Stan Lee. Because Venom can do that.
He's a fucking thief in a Stan Lee mask.
Yeah. Fox brings an X-Men movie presentation and confirms the Gambit spin-off is still planned to release in 2019.
I don't care.
Holy fuck, they have no director.
I just don't care.
Or writer. I don't know
Good.
how the fuck
I
they're
want
gonna
it to fail.
I have no idea how they're going to get this movie out by 2019.
By advertising Channing Tatum's name.
You're not wrong, they could
But
probably do
like,
that.
what the fuck? Like, it's like, what's it gonna be? Channing Tatum in like a leotard and a fucking long trench coat jacket, just doing backflips for like 5 minutes. It's like that's the Gambit movie.
No, he also plays poker. He'll eventually throw cards, and he'll hit people with a stick.
That is true. Yeah, he's got the bow staff.
It originally starts off as a broken mop, and then he goes on to his
Talking
high-tech
a
stick.
funny accent.
Here, guy, how'd it go on out there, stand right there?
What?
They're talking about them Creole people out there.
Do you want shrimp?
Creole people out there. No,
Crayfish.
Crawdads.
Yeah, whatever.
Crawdads. But no, actually, you know what would actually make me more interested in this? There's actually a world record card thrower that I just watched a video documentary on, who's able to throw a card and like cut a carrot in half by how fast and hard he can throw a card. He was a former professional baseball player turned magician, and he used the curveball technique to become an expert card thrower. His highest card throw, I think, was like 76 feet over a building. Yeah, he's fucking good. Like, if they got him to, like, teach Channing Tatum to do, like, maybe some card tricks, I'm not gonna lie, I'd actually be pretty excited because I watched the fucking video on it.
He ends up stabbing a guy with a card by accident.
That's what I was waiting for.
Was that your card?
I was like, just get him to be the fucking body double and do the card.
Yeah, that was my card.
Yeah. It just blows. It just like seeing that as like a man. When I saw that, I'm like, dude, this should be in a Gambit movie, and like, cause like I always like, cause I remember I don't know if you guys like when you were kids you could like throw cards in like a hat or something. I guess I was probably the only one that did that.
We threw cards, but never in a hat.
Threw them at each other.
Yeah, there we go.
Did you ever like?
I
How would you throw it though? Would you throw it like a frisbee?
No, I threw it like that. I threw it like a weird way because I had.
But did it actually like fly?
Kind of.
Mine were decent to poor, but my buddy Roberto, who also threw them like that, he could fucking whip them and actually get them to stick into stuff.
Right.
He was definitely the best of us. His actually would hurt.
Like shurikens.
He was an asshole with them. He could do that with pennies too. He could like flick pennies at you and they'd fucking hit you and hurt. It's just dumb.
I remember with like pennies we do like the ricochet challenge to see if we could hit other people with like bouncing on the wall. It got really hardcore. That and like the rubber bands, like we do it in high school. We'd like wait till the teacher turns around. We'd hit the whiteboard and like hit someone straight in the face. Oh, we did some shit ass things. So Francis Lawrence, the director of Red Sparrow and The Hunger Games, is directing the legal battle between Hulk Hogan and Gawker fiasco. I don't know if you ever knew about this.
No.
So Gawker posted Hulk Hogan's sex tape.
What is?
Gawker is like just it's like a
Tabloid.
Oh, okay.
And Hulk Hogan sued them and won $1 million from them and the rights back to his porn.
Just what you want to hear.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a weird movie to turn into. It's like, who would you have to play Hulk Hogan? That's just like, unless they're like, yo, Hulk Hogan, do you want to play yourself in one of the most embarrassing fucking parts of your life?
Macho Man Randy Savage.
He's dead.
Damn it.
He would have done it too.
He would have. I don't know, I bet you could get
Dogg.
like Kevin Nash.
He'll do anything for me.
Ocean's 8 was a clear winner at the box office this weekend, scoring the franchise's biggest opening with an impressive haul.
What?
I never saw it.
Ocean's 8 was actually like a well-reviewed movie, and it made a lot of money. It did the reverse Ghostbusters.
It just doesn't look appealing.
Because you're sex. I'm kidding.
Did the reverse Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters,
The new one, how it did poorly because of an all-female cast.
And it wasn't because of the all.
So you're saying this did an all-female cast or did an all-male
It
cast?
did an all-female cast.
But
Okay.
it
And
did
it did really
better.
well.
Okay.
It did good.
Reverse Ghostbusters to me was it replaced the all-female cast with all males and somehow did better. And I was like, I don't believe you.
Incredibles 2 is poised to break Pixar's all-time opening box office weekend records as it makes its way to theaters after earning positive reviews.
What's its current highest grossing box office?
I think it's Toy Story.
Probably Toy Story 3 or 2.
Tres amigos.
It is Toy Story 3. I think my favorite meme that came out of this is like, it's just like, we waited 14 years for Incredibles, but at this time we got 3 Cars movies within that span.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Yeah, we fucking did.
Wait, 3 Cars movies.
And a Planes movie.
2 Planes movies.
Did we get it?
Planes Fire Rescue was the second movie.
Oh god, there
And
were.
it came out in theaters. Yeah, it blows my
Oh.
fucking mind.
And they were planning on doing boats too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dane Cook's Planes. That's right.
I'm confused. 3 Cars movies.
3 came out like last year in the summer. Cars 3.
Well, yeah, okay, but
Cars 1 came out after Incredibles. Cars 2 and Cars 3.
Never mind. Well, I mean, there was still a long wait between the first and second Cars.
Yeah, there was like 5 years, but you know.
I went from being a fucking kid in like elementary school to being
In
like
middle school?
middle or high. I don't remember. I think it was in the fourth.
Probably
grade.
middle.
Because it came out when I was a senior. 2 came out when I was a senior.
How long ago was that?
7 years ago.
Yeah, it would have been 8th grade or a freshman.
No, you wouldn't have.
Would have been 13, asshole.
I'm fucking 25 right now.
You said it was 7 years ago.
Right. You wouldn't have been a freshman.
You'd have been 6.
You would have been a 7th. No, you would have been a 6th grader because Zach would have been in 7th. You would have been in 8th. No, you wouldn't have been in 8th.
7 years ago, you'd be 18.
Yeah, you would be a freshman. Zach would be in 8th. You would be in 7th.
Me and Zach are the
You'd
same
be
age.
12.
Zach was a grade ahead of you, though.
Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. This
Yeah.
is dumb. This
Yeah.
entire thing is dumb. No one cares.
Andrew.
Yeah. So, the Avengers Infinity War is passing 2 billion worldwide. Zoe Saldana has become the only actress to ever have 2 movies reach $2 billion worldwide. First being Avatar.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Who?
Gamora.
Oh. Okay.
So Jackie Chan and John Cena are joining forces for a film known as Project X, which was previously the Stallone vehicle X-Baghdad. It's supposed to be like a military comedy, I guess.
Oh gosh.
Call
This
it-
could work.
Yeah.
Call it Jackie John.
I really actually kind of want this movie to like actually happen because I think it'd be fun.
Johnny Chan.
I like how like The Rock is trying to do more serious roles, but everything John Cena's been in has just been goofy as
Dumb
fuck
and
and
stupid.
dumb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Besides maybe Bumblebee, but like
At least
I-
he knows what he's good at.
I watched Blockers and I'm like, this is
fantastic.
not a good movie, but it's a really funny movie. It's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Ewan McGregor is playing a grown-up Danny Torrance in the movie version of Stephen King's sequel for The Shining, Doctor Sleep. It's weird. I really am not understand. Like, this is what happens when like Stephen King movies become super good. They just keep trying to make it into. They just. I blame it. It was like really good.
Then
And
it
they're
just
like,
brings up the resurgence of,
Like,
Stephen King
King,
does
yeah,
books, we can make them
yeah.
into movies.
Never cared for his books.
they're all pretty shite. I'm not gonna lie.
Who is?
A lot of people like his books. They're just not my thing because they border on horror. And it's just not something I care to delve into.
Who's playing Torrance?
Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Ah, Space Jesus.
I have the high ground, Stephen King.
Avatar 2 director James Cameron says,
Your movie looks pretty shitty from up here.
On the high ground.
so people apparently are saying Avatar 2 is almost finished, and I don't understand why we still needed a number 2. I thought,
Oh, they're trying to go for 5.
yeah,
Oh, fuck, that's right.
that's right. Like,
I need to rewatch the first one because I think I watched that in middle school.
it's the first thing that I remember is like, it's underwater. I'm like, but why?
We already have it in space. Why have it
Alright,
underwater?
I'm
in
not
space?
watching the second one. It can go fuck itself.
That's right. You have
I ain't doing it.
You have a share for water.
I'll do it.
Keep
I don't
forgetting
care.
that. No, so
I'm not watching the Meg, though.
the Academy Award-winning writer and director, which he is now, Jordan Peele, reportedly pitched a live-action Gargoyles movie adaptation concept to Disney. I really want this.
Jordan Peele's directing?
Jordan Peele's Gargoyles.
Get Keegan-Michael Key in there and you have a dream team.
Get Keegan-Michael Key to voice Brooklyn.
Get Keegan-Michael Key to voice anyone and you have gold.
Just not Goliath. Bring back Keith David for Goliath.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude, yeah, like,
Just have him be the one. Just have Keegan-Michael Key play Goliath. Have him be so comedic and street. It's ridiculous.
hey, you okay?
You okay though, right?
You doing good?
All
name's,
right.
My name's Goliath. What you all gonna call yourself? I chose. And then just have Hudson be the most like not straight of them all. Just like have him be like Sean Connery voicing Hudson because he's like that old.
I chose Hudson.
I chose Hudson after the Hudson River.
Oh yes, truly.
There
I
can
don't
only
know,
be
like-
one.
Would you want it to be played more as a comedy, or would you want it to be played more
No.
serious? Like that's my real
That's
thing.
why I asked you who is it geared towards? Because if older fans would probably want it more mature, and
But if he's gearing it towards Disney, I could only imagine.
maybe PG-13 being the highest rating.
Right,
That's
you have a
probably
Pirates of the Caribbean vibe to it.
not that comedic.
You know what I mean, though? Like, that kind of, like, they can go that dark.
They
Like,
could go darker.
Caribbean, like, you know what I mean? Caribbean was, like,
I've never
Disney,
seen
one
any
of
of them.
Disney's... Really?
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 Well,
Wow.
you should actually watch those. Well,
You should watch
okay.
the first one.
Watch the first one. Watch the second one. If you don't like the second one, do not continue to the third one.
I've seen parts of the first. I've seen like the first half of the first one, and then I got bored.
I thought that all three were pretty good to decent.
I
The first
liked
one
the
is definitely
third
the
one
best.
more than I liked the second one. I'm weird.
I feel like I was the opposite because of the Calypso part.
That was probably the
entire
only part I was
was-
like against was him like the squid person wanting to have sex with a god was a little weird.
Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck is going on anymore? I don't understand. They're in a mailstorm.
How many movies are there?
There are 5.
5?
I think there's
No.
a 6th one on the way.
The 4th one I thought was good. No one else does. And the 5th one is utter trash and garbage.
Yeah.
Do not watch it. Don't even acknowledge that it's a thing. It's
Didn't
bad.
they try to get like the like Barbossa's daughter to fall in love with Will Turner's son?
They did.
They did.
That's the thing. Yes.
Oh my
They did.
god.
Yes.
They're just. And Johnny Depp still looks like Johnny. He doesn't look like Keith David yet. No, that's my one thing though. Is that like Gargoyles was dark. They had a lot of dark things. Like Demona married Macbeth and became a human.
Yeah.
And then, what's her face really loved Goliath. They started dating.
Elisa.
Yeah, Elisa and Goliath, didn't they start dating?
I'm pretty sure yeah.
Yeah, they kind of, like, or there was, like, just implied that they were, like,
It
a
was
thing.
a forbidden romance type deal.
Because he's a gargoyle and she's a human.
Yep.
I never watched Gargoyles.
And then, like, the gargoyle lore got really cool because in England they were, like, chimera-like because that's the way the gargoyle statues looked.
Yeah.
So that was super cool. Like, I really, like... There's just a lot of things that, like, you could do with gargoyles. And, like, if you maybe took out a lot of the magic and made it more like David Xandados just being a dick, I would totally be down for that, too. Because I like David Xandados. He's one of my favorite villains of all time. I don't know if you've ever seen Gargoyles, but...
I know of it.
So Jeff Johns is stepping down as President and Chief Creative Officer of DC Entertainment, but will remain involved with the company.
Okay. I don't really care.
Which means he's going to write the Green Lantern film, and I'm really excited. Do you want to know why? Because he's written my favorite runs of Green Lantern. Written my favorite runs of Green Lantern. He wrote Blackest Day.
He wrote.
And Blackest Night and Brightest Day. I'm just super excited for this, though. Like, I really think that he'll make an awesome Green Lantern movie, and
Have Ryan Reynolds in it.
not have Ryan Reynolds in it.
Oh.
But you know who I would want in it?
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Yep.
Idris Elba.
Yep.
Maybe Tom Hiddleston as Sinestro. They could like get Tom Hiddleston to play Sinestro.
I feel like Tom Hiddleston should not play Sinestro. I don't think he'd be able to pull off that twiddly little beard.
CGI it on.
Mustache. Yeah.
They'll just take
I'm just
the
wondering,
one
like,
from the Superman actor.
Yeah.
Forget.
And just, like,
take
put
it
it on.
on over.
a lot of people were really sad that Chris Pine, who played Steve Trevor in Wonder Woman, they were really hoping he was going to play Green Lantern, and I actually kind of was too. I was really like, I think he would have made an awesome Hal Jordan the way he acted as Captain Kirk in Star Trek. So like that is kind of sad, but do you know who was one of the people they were thinking about casting in the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie before Ryan Reynolds? Bradley Cooper. Yeah. And we haven't seen anything from him in a while. Like, I'd like to see him, maybe.
I don't even remember who he is.
He was in The Hangover. He's the handsome one. He was in Shooter, the Clint Eastwood movie about the American Sniper. Holy shit, never mind. He was in Wedding Crashers. He played the douchey. You know what? Yeah. So, actually, they brought up some Aquaman images that looks really, really cool and makes me actually kind of excited.
I bet it really doesn't. I bet it's just a lot of hype for something that's going to be subpar. Just like Wonder Woman.
Are all of these images just a shirtless,
Probably.
whatever that
Jason
man's name
Momoa.
is? Jason Momoa.
It is not. He actually has like a tank top on.
Oh, shit.
And then there's pictures of Black Manta, which also makes me excited. The helmet actually looks super accurate, and I know that like
Black Manta?
More like just Black Man.
that's the thing that gets me. Like that's the one thing that'll always get me about this is like bad guys and superheroes, if they were African American in the '60s, just had black in front of their name.
Black
And that's how
Falcon.
you knew that they were of the ethnic diversity.
Black Panther. When the
Well,
White
not
Wolf.
Not War Machine.
Yeah, but he didn't become a hero. Yeah, he
A
didn't.
rare exception.
Yeah. So,
Black War
it
Machine.
is recently revealed that the film will be titled Wonder Woman 1984. Although a few details have come to light thus far. Chris Pine is coming back as Steve Trevor, which makes no sense. Unless it's going to be a flashback.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking, but people are also theorizing that he did survive.
Or he's going to be Green Lantern, and he's not Steve Trevor, and he's Hal Jordan. I really want Chris Pine to be Hal Jordan.
What is your
Changed my name to Hal Jordan. Then I became a fucking Green Lantern.
I found this ring or something. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on in this universe anymore.
Turns out they didn't explode. I just crashed into an alien ship.
That had a ring.
And in that time, there was a bubble. And I was told I was going to become the next Green Lantern. And then this guy died right in front of me.
Yeah. And then I never age, apparently.
For whatever reason, just gotta keep the good looks going.
Yeah, exactly. It's using my willpower.
Yeah, it's like Green Lantern powers.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah. It's now canon in the DC Extended Universe that Green Lantern just never ages. Until he takes the ring off, he's like, oh my god, put it back.
Oh my god, arthritis.
Holy shit. This is actually super interesting to me, though. People are now explaining the Flash movie is inspired by Back to the Future and will begin filming in 2019. That to me sounds super interesting. If they can make it good.
I never really thought Back to the Future was that good.
Well, to each their own.
Why would it be good?
It's not going to be good, but that gives me maybe a glimmer of hope
why
that it could be
does that give you hope?
It's not going to be good,
I don't
but
know,
it gives me hope.
Because you can it's open to the idea of what they could be doing in that Back to the Future-esque style. Why is he going back in time?
To stop his mother's death.
Yeah, see,
let's be honest here.
Never
Oh
mind.
boy, yeah, now it's getting me.
That makes the Back to the Future seems to be weird.
I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it.
Turns out she falls in love with him and it gets weird.
Oh boy.
And then
Back to the Future,
he has to kill her. He has to be the one to kill her because of the evidence of their affair.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird. You just made it weird.
Or it's he goes back in time. He's like, oh, my parents aren't falling in love and it's all my fault. Maybe I should help it.
And that's how Philip J. Fry became his own grandfather.
Matt Reeves reportedly has the first act of the new script from the Batman completed, and it's set to focus on a young version of Batman. So it doesn't say whether or not Ben Affleck will be playing that Batman or not.
Young Ben Affleck.
It's
just get him back from take parts from Daredevil, throw him in there.
Change the suit.
Right. I just don't know,
Why is he putting these double D's on the ground?
Well, originally it was supposed to be
a B.
Do you know what that Batman movie was supposed to be? Batman versus Deathstroke.
That would be badass.
Right. So it's is it Deathstroke and Batman throughout the years that they've been fighting, or? Because I still want to see a Deathstroke versus Batman movie because it's he's one of those guys that I feel is a pretty good rival to Batman.
Yeah. Because he's basically just mostly a human.
Mega mercenary Batman.
With skills, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's Batman that uses guns.
And has Captain America's super soldier serum.
He heals a little bit, yeah.
But can't heal his eye. Rumors suggested that Kevin Feige is going to take over Kathleen Kennedy has been debunked. Which is good, because I'm sick and tired of nerds being all sad about this. John Boyega offers the thoughts on Star Wars toxic fandom, telling people they should not harass the franchise's actors on social media.
Who?
They shouldn't not?
They shouldn't have harassed.
Who is this?
John Boyega.
Black Jedi.
Finn.
Oh, Finn.
Finn.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Right.
Especially not since it's not the actor's fault for any of it.
Right.
Scriptwriters.
Yeah. Say harass the scriptwriters and producers. I don't really know who's
They're just
involved in
no
this,
one
but
wants to go look through the fucking credits to find them on Twitter.
if you're filled with that much hate, you should
At least direct the hate towards the proper people.
Yeah. I'm fine with hate as long as it's hate that's deserved.
Which I don't think any of this hate has been deserved for
Not
Star
really.
Wars, I guess.
Probably not, no.
I still don't believe that, The Last Jedi was not a good movie, in my opinion, but it wasn't, a terrible movie. In a directing standpoint, I
In the grand scheme of things, I'd call it average, maybe
It's
a little above. I
it's
think I gave it a 6.
It's a very beautifully filmed movie, and when you look at it as a directorial standpoint, when you look at the shot compositions and stuff like that, And that one scene where Haldo uses the hyperdrive on that against the ship at the very end before she dies.
Very pretty.
Great, just brilliant fucking.
Berate that scene on
Berate
Twitter.
it all to tell it's terrible.
Berate it on Twitter.
Facebook community account released a statement claiming responsibility for harassing Star Wars actress Kelly Marie Tran. I actually have that.
Say again.
Facebook community account talks about how they were the ones who put.
You did all that harassment, started it all.
It's an anti-Disney account, and it's from. I have it. Hold on. It is from this. It's from Down with Disney's treatment of the franchise and its fanboys. It was quickly removed because people started sharing it, and they're like, "Oh no, they're gonna take our page down if we do it." But someone screenshotted it.
Yeah.
So okay, it's time to come clean. Along with many others, some of whom I inspired, helped force Kelly Marie Tran from Instagram, and it was bloody glorious. In the 6 months since The Last Jedi, hell, even the last 4 to 6 years of this version of a canon, it warmed my heart to see the true fans rise up against Kathleen Kennedy and her feminazi agenda in the form of her soldiers like Pablo Hidalgo. You're welcome. Daisy Ridley and now Kelly Marie Tran, each and every one of them, you are part of the true Rebel Alliance for harassing these people. What started out as a small group within the Alliance to preserve the expanded universe has grown into so much more. Ever since the good old days of rating the comments of the Star Wars books from 2014 and orchestrating the spoiler jihad of 2015, god damn, these people are fucking weird.
Spoiler jihad.
Yeah, and recently...
They don't know what that word means.
The bot attack on Rotten Tomatoes of 2017 by yours truly, and now the war against Kathleen Kennedy and her feminist soldiers. Never could I imagine seeing groups across all forms of social media that agreed with the example and ideas we've set all those years ago and ultimately want the same thing. This really warms my heart. It really does. Now go out there and fight for our Legends restoration. Go out there and revert this forced diversity. Go out there and show them what real Star Wars fans look like. Bring back straight white male heroes that isn't manufactured by a corrupt corporation like Disney.
Well, that's fucked up.
Sounds like a bunch of old people scared to change.
Ugh,
old people.
Just reading that is just super cringy.
Yeah, that is really cringy.
Like, the Legends universe is stupid dumb too to me. Like, no offense, I know you've read it too.
Well, the Legends universe is stupid dumb.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in there is pretty dumb. Now, that being said, it's Star Wars, and it's like, yeah, anything's pretty much possible.
Right.
Because it's a high fantasy sci-fi.
I understand that. Like, I 100% understand that. But for me, just reading that shit, like, it's like, not all the people were white in the original Star Wars either.
No.
Lando, Akbar, Chewbacca, like, these.
but, I mean, none of them were particularly main characters.
Right, but, like, I don't think it should matter.
I also don't.
I don't think...
At the same time, I think Disney handled it poorly.
I don't know about, like, maybe handling it poorly.
I think they did.
I don't think so, though, because...
In terms of their cast, it's like, alright, change a couple characters, but do keep the staples. If that makes sense.
Like, what do you...
Like, they did black man, also, woman as the main character.
Yeah.
I don't think they had any gay characters, did they?
No, why would they? They don't need to have gay
I don't
characters.
fucking know. It said it in the thing, that's why I was like, I don't know that much about the new
I
characters.
don't think any of them were gay.
I
like,
also
They're
don't.
trying to bring in a gay character eventually, I think. Because back like a long while back, that was a rumor spreading around.
I think that was a rumor, though.
I do also recall that rumor.
I don't think it was like an actual thing. I think that like the internet was like pushing for... The internet pushes for dumb shit all the time. The internet
and
was
then does
pushing...
shit like this.
Yeah. The internet is like... Both sides are dumb because like the internet Tumblr pages were like, make Poe and Finn a thing. I'm like, or not. Just let them just be friends.
That and I'm pretty sure Poe's excessively older than Finn. Finn's like a teenager.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way,
Poe seems like he could be having a midlife crisis soon.
Yeah. No,
I just feel like they pushed too much all at once.
I don't know if
That's
they.
kinda where I'm
I
at.
don't even think they did that much. I don't think that it should.
I don't care. I'm just saying, clearly, the way that people are reacting, they did.
I guess I don't know if they like. Gil, do you think they pushed too much? They didn't even bring it up. Like no one really brought up. Like they're just like, yo, these are the cast, and then it's like a black man. No, that shouldn't be a
Yeah.
main character in Star Wars. I'm like, but that's not pushing it. This is just like, at the time it was like, yo, this should be common now that like these people can lead these movies.
They changed the structure on people, like from a time frame of the movies, the movies time frame. You went from white people to suddenly a woman's leading the forefront, and then there's a black guy right next to her.
Oh no.
Which I'm
See,
not
if they
saying
had done a stepping stone in the prequels, I think it'd be fine.
They had Padme. She was a badass.
Wasn't really a main
I know, she wasn't.
and then they had
character.
Samuel L. Jackson just die.
I mean, she was, but
But you know what I mean, though. It's not like I don't think they really
no,
were pushing.
I don't think that
I,
it's
I
wrong.
know.
I'm just,
I know. What I'm saying is that like people think that it's pushing a boundary or something like that.
It really isn't.
It's
Most
not.
boundaries have already been pushed now.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I still think that everyone like complains that Rey's too much of a Mary Sue, and I like really legitimately continue to point out that Luke Skywalker was able to pilot an X-wing without any training.
yeah.
It's just one of those things where like
But you were saying the legends are dumb, and I was like, oh, the movies are pretty dumb. I
the
don't know.
movies are dumb. Yeah, like I like them, but they're super dumb. Ray Johnson's producing partner Ram Bergman indicates it's possible the first installment of Johnson's new trilogy will release in 2 years. Holy shit, no.
What? What trilogy?
They're making another Star Wars trilogy after this.
Ah,
But it won't have nothing. It won't have anything to do with the Skywalkers or the Galactic Civil War, which would be fine with me.
Yeah, that would be fine with me as well.
Is it really a civil war at this point?
So
Yeah,
originally,
because the Republic is technically the governing body.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, it's
Although I guess by the
space.
Last Jedi, they only have 3 ships. Maybe the fucking or the First Order is now the governing Republic.
Who fucking knows? Space semantics.
I think it was more of a war than a civil war, but
Right.
whatever.
But so originally, do you know what George Lucas admits that fans would have probably hated his plans for episodes 7 through 9?
I guarantee it. Yeah.
That's another thing that blows my mind. Like everyone hated George Lucas's prequels, but they're like, see, even George Lucas says they're
Thought
good.
they were good. That's why it's like I think all the Star Wars movies are good in their own right. You really can't fuck them up for me.
He was going to have Force vampires.
I mean, that's not the craziest thing they've
I
ever done.
feel like that might already be a thing in Legends.
I think it was.
Wasn't that the Usan and Volk aren't affected by the Force, right?
Yeah, they're not affected,
Right.
but they don't like bite your neck and leech the Force out of you.
I know, but he was gonna like bring up like Force vampires, and I'm like, I'd be down for that, making it into like a fucking horror film with Jedi's
Yeah.
getting obliterated. See, if they did shit like that, like the Han Solo movie, I've continuously said this, do more Han Solo shit like that.
Just
Yeah.
do more solo things.
Yeah. Ha! Fuck you.
God.
Technically, I just meant as in do their own production.
Right, and I do really
Don't
enjoy
make
it.
trilogies.
I really do enjoy that.
Yeah,
I love all the Star Wars solo movies that they've put out. Like, there has not been a bad...
all of them.
Make an R-rated
Every
horror
last one of the 2.
That's what I mean, though. It's just like, I want that. I would rather have more standalone films because I find it to be a lot more interesting.
I agree.
I just want an actual...
But I mean, the Han Solo movie is a testament to this. It's like a lot of people are like, "Oh man, they're fucking with the characters. I don't want to see it." And it's just makes me sad.
One of my favorite meme posts is that, like, everyone who wants to ban the Han Solo movie and ruin Star Wars, that means they won't get the Obi-Wan movie they wanted, and it's a picture of screaming Anakin in pain. Just like, yeah, fucking suck it, nerds. Amazon head Jennifer Stakes says the Lord of the Rings show should premiere in 2021, with a search for writers now underway.
I don't care enough about this.
I know you don't. I don't know about you.
I'm super psyched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Lord of the Rings.
Eon Flux remains one of MTV's most beloved programs, and it will see a new life as a live-action TV series from Teen Wolf's Jeff Davis. God damn it!
You guys
Well, that
stop making
sounds
things live
dumb.
action.
What?
You gotta stop making things live action.
You gotta like not make. Stop taking things that people really liked and try to make them cool. Because, like, then you go back and
out
watch...
of ideas.
Well, because then you go back and watch the anime or the TV show that you thought was really, really cool when you were younger and realize how shite-ass it is, which I have done with numerous cartoons.
The other thing is I think it does help more people get into it.
Right. And I'm 100% fine with it. Like,
Although, I mean, obviously, if they were good, it might do that, but if they're shitty, it's like, I've never watched Death Note, I kind of know what it is. But it's like, if I watch the live-action movie, it's not going to make me want to watch the anime unless I think it's so fucking funny at how bad it is. I'm like, how the fuck could this have been popular? And I'll go and watch it. But I feel like that's not an average person's reaction.
did you watch the live-action? A lot of people
No,
apparently liked the live-action
no.
Death Note movie, which kind of blew my mind.
I have only heard
Really?
I've
Yeah.
only heard bad things.
Dude, everyone on my Facebook, when I wrote about how I thought how terrible Death Note was, they're like, oh, I thought it was really, really good and super interesting. I'm
Well,
like,
then your opinion doesn't
No,
matter.
I've only heard bad things, even on the internet.
apparently people in Iowa just love shit-ass movies, because every time I say
Fucking
something's
weird
bad,
bunch.
everyone's like, it's really good.
Maybe you just know weird fucking people.
Yeah.
Like Gil.
Author George R.R. Martin says that while HBO is ready to film a Game of Thrones prequel pilot, 3 more prequel series are still in development. Jesus fucking Christ.
I believe it.
I just waiting for
You know how much money and hype that series has made?
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that series to die.
Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
It'll be a while.
I know.
And even after it dies, I think they'll bring it back.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like about it.
Well,
And
I
they're
think Game
bringing-
of Thrones is good.
Well, they're bringing back Looney Tunes cartoons. I'm pretty, like, legit Looney Tunes cartoons. Not like that, like, super semi-comedy.
You
That they
say legit.
Like the one they had a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I
where
I
they
want
were-
that back. That
Where
was
they
really
were,
good.
did you really like that?
Mm.
I don't know. Lola Bunny's transformation was weird to me.
You wanted her more
No,
super
no, no, no.
sexualized?
No,
Is that what you're
not
saying?
super sexualized or anything like that. Just
That's exactly what
the
you're
way
saying.
No, I wanted her more like how Daffy's girlfriend ended up being like. The duck that Daffy ended up falling in love with, being like smartass and things like that. That's how I would have wanted Lola Bunny to end up like.
The fuck show are you guys talking about?
There was a show called Looney Tunes Show.
Did they live on a street?
Yes.
Alright, I saw some of it.
And like the witch was their neighbor and she was like a highly bombastic black lady.
And the mother of the hair monster.
Yeah. Who was a small child in this.
It's still gigantic, but
Yes,
small
he was a
child.
small child, yeah.
Can't remember his name.
Yeah. So we actually have one more question just for the movie stuff. And it asks this. What is a book or video game series that you think would have been better as a movie or show?
Didn't we have either this question or the exact opposite?
I believe so. And my answer is Order 1886. Would have been a way better movie than video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically.
Would have
because
been
of
way better if
cinematics.
it hadn't cost $60. But so it's
For
a
2 hours of gameplay.
so it's
was
a
it?
game or something that would have been better as a movie.
Yeah.
Generally, that stuff doesn't transition well, though.
No.
Is it better as, or do I think would do good as? 'Cause I think
Lady Killer in a Bind. I don't know if you guys know that's a joke.
No.
No idea.
It's apparently one of those Steam visual novels that were like the controversy of whether or not they should allow nudity on Steam.
And then they allowed nudity on Steam, and
They
everybody
love
was happy.
everything.
They allow everything on Steam now.
Which I'm
like,
fine with.
You can't you can choose like you get Lady Killer in the Bind or super porn hentai attack. Real
Those-
fucking game.
Those
but-
are your two choices. You go on to Steam and it's like, do you want this game or this genre of games? You're like, ah, fuck.
Yeah. Which part of the porn service do you want here?
That's all that's on Steam now.
Right. So that's
We don't even get to answer. Fuck you.
Oh, okay. Did you have any?
Rat.
I'll let him go first. He actually has a subjective answer.
Subjective.
Subjective.
Okay.
I don't know. I
So
just chose a
does
random
it specifically say better as?
Better as, yeah.
Oh boy. right. I'm gonna drag it out. I'm gonna think.
I thought you had a subjective answer.
Well, my thing is, like, I know a lot of games that would do good as movies.
Tomba. I want Tomba, the TV show. I think it'd be funny.
I thought we were going as movies.
Movies. Tomba's a movie would also be good, too.
I mean, it's just Tarzan.
With pink hair.
Were books on that list?
Yes.
Fablehaven.
Okay.
Look it up. Yeah. I know no one else has ever read those books somehow. I'm pretty sure they were just fucking mystic books that appeared only for me.
It's like a fever dream?
Yeah, I fucking don't know, man.
It's like...
No one else has ever heard of that shit.
It's like, Eli, we've never read these books. But you have. They exist. I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, I read them in fucking middle school. They were fantastic. I loved them.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that was a fever dream, Eli. Those didn't exist. You are actually in the Matrix right now.
Oh, shit.
A couple of weird book series I read in middle school just to pass the time. Hank the Cow Dog. It's
Okay.
It's a really weird. It's basically this dog thinks he's a cow dog because he lives on a ranch.
I also think
it would relate with everybody in Iowa.
If we were doing a fucking like a series, I think the Silmarillion would do good as a series.
Isn't that what they're doing for the Lord of the Rings TV show?
Are they?
I don't know.
I think you're right. Fuck. God damn.
They should be doing that because
believe
God
they
damn,
are. Yeah, I
it's
think
just a
you're
bunch
right.
of short stories.
I
Like,
think you're right. Yeah.
I would rather have it be like an
It was
anthology.
my idea. They gotta pay me.
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Scary stories to tell in the dark. There's a Louis Satcher book, the guy who wrote Holes, that had something about like they made a school that was supposed to just have 30 rooms on one floor, but it was 30 floors, 30 rooms.
Oh,
on...
Sideways?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
It's an anthology. It's basically an anthology book.
Wayside?
Yeah, it's something like that. That
They
one
made a
would actually-
cartoon about it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's supposed to be a one-story
30
school,
with
30
30
classrooms,
yeah.
but then it
It's
ended
a
up being a
30-story
30-story
school
with
one
one
classroom each.
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayside.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but I know that Holes. No,
Yeah.
They already had one though.
I know, it's
with
bad.
Shia LaBeouf.
it's all terrible.
That's been our podcast. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you would like. You can always answer some questions. You can always ask some questions, and we would love to answer.
Answer some questions.
Answer some questions as well. Like, why aren't you listening to us all the time? Just let us know. Bye.
It's terrible.